All right, Sean Zittel here with where he's back. The middleweight contender, Brandon the Cannon Adams Watts, LA's finest. The man knocked out Serhii Bohachuk last time we saw him. But Brandon, haven't seen you in the ring for 3 years, man. Explain to the fans why we haven't seen you in 3 years.
The business side of boxing, man, it's not on me. Fighters would never want to take a hiatus like that, especially if he's getting momentum. I beat Bohachuk, undefeated fighter, 18-0 with 18 knockouts, and I gave him his first loss. I won the interim title, and also the NABO, and then I just, didn't get any calls for another fight. I've definitely wanted to fight, been looking forward to fighting. Didn't have that opportunity, so I was stuck in the gym and just kept training.
Man, what was it? Did you get punished for beating the prospect they were trying to build up, or how could you best explain, especially to people who aren't that privy to the boxing business, what exactly has happened to you to keep you out of the ring off a career best win?
To be quite honest, man, in boxing, what could easily happen is if a promoter doesn't have any opportunities for you, then you don't have any opportunities if you're signed with the promotion. And that's probably what it was in my off my end. Me and the promotion was trying to come down to an agreement to get me back in the ring or to do what's best for both of us and go our separate ways if that's the point in case. And it took it's as you can see 3 years, and now I'm finally back in the ring, and hopefully this never happens again, and everybody's able to move forward with their lives.
You're fighting Ishmael Villarreal in Atlanta this Friday, the day before Haney Garcia. Are you signed to any of the major promoters, or is this like an independent, smaller promoter show?
Um, at this moment, I'm actually completing my contract. At this moment, I'm completing my contract with Banner Promotions. After the end of this tournament, then we'll be going our separate ways.
And when is that? Is this so? It's a tournament. It's not just one more fight to finish it out. Is that right?
Yeah, no, this is a tournament. For the duration of the tournament is the duration of our contract.
And should you get to the finals, how many fights do you got to fight in this tournament? You won the Boxino tournament on ESPN. I remember that.
Yeah, no. I didn't win the Boxino tournament. I didn't. I made it to the finals twice.
My
I
mistake.
wanted the. It was the Contender. It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. It was experience, and I gained a lot of it. That's what helped me propel myself to be able to win the Contender. So, um, yeah, I'm very privy to fighting in tournaments, as you can see. I've been in every tournament except the Super Six, pretty much. So I'm excited to be able to fight again, and knowing that it is a tournament, it gives me an opportunity to continuously keep fighting. So, the 3 years that I had off, I've been able to take care of myself, and I'll be able to go and fight these fights and not have that wear and tear.
How have you been able to stay sharp, man, without having to fight for 3 years?
Everything is mental. So mentally, man, I've been able to push myself. Mentally, I've been able to uh, sustain. Uh, Man, dude, mentally, honestly, it's a lot of things that I had to overcome, but I did it. And if I wasn't uh, intact, if I wasn't strong-minded, then I would have, yeah, I would have lost myself long ago. So I'm happy. I feel good. I feel tremendous. I feel it's the best I've ever felt. Like the best camp I've ever had was when I was on the Contender. We had a chef making food for us. We had our training facility right next door to the bedroom. Uh, you couldn't go wrong. All you had to do was train and eat and sleep and do whatever it is that you wanted to do as long as you didn't leave the house. And here, I for me, because now I have a better understanding of myself. Those 3 years that I took off actually helped me figure out more about myself and figure out, how I deal with people. So, it was like a spiritual growth within myself, and it made me mentally sharper than I've ever been. So, uh, I feel real good. I feel very dominant right now. I do, for real.
That's deep, Brandon. That's deep, and sorry to hear you had to go through some dark times the last 3 years. Did it make you meaner? I've always, you come from Watts, but I've always known you as a sweetheart of a man outside of the ring. Did this experience make you a little meaner and give you an extra meanness that you're going to carry into the ring?
Oh no, I definitely grew up. I'm still all smiles. I smile a lot. That's just who I am. Even when I'm nervous, I smile. But it's a lot. It was a lot of growth. It was a lot of growth. When I learned more about myself, I became one with understanding what my mission and my goal is. So, some people may say that they will see, or they have saw a meaner side of me, but I just can't wait to reveal what I've gained and what I've earned over the time of me not being able to fight and learn about myself.
Yeah, is it going to be, a little bit of that uncorked against whoever gets in the ring next?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Was watching Bohachuk go ahead and capture the interim title on a pay-per-view, was that like the jump off your couch moment? Like, God damn it, like that, he look at what he's doing, I knocked him out, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it wasn't, even though it was the same belt that he just won. That's the belt that I beat. That's the belt that I got for beating him. It wasn't. Shout outs to him for winning his belt. For me, I beat him, and I beat him when he was supposed to have been the man. So I didn't beat him when he was inexperienced. A lot of times fighters, they'll fight a guy and they'll catch them at the right time. And maybe, they Bohachuk's handlers and the boxing commentators for that night, and also the night of when they watched me fight, believes that, Bohachuk's better days will be in his future. I saw Bohachuk at his physical best. And I think mentally he was at his strongest. I think now, because of what had happened between us, he will never be mentally as strong as he needs to be. So I think I beat the best version of Bohachuk, because Bohachuk didn't know that was capable of happening to him. And now that he knows that it can happen, people will witness that, and it will change his game. And I don't think it's going to change his game for the better. You saw at the very end of the fight, Mendoza hit him with Mendoza started to kind of rely on what he saw me doing. Didn't know that I trained to do so. I trained to focus to be able to do it. Once he and I were fighting, and I was slipping and sliding, and we didn't have leverage in the ring because of how slippery it was. Me taking advantage of every opportunity that I can get was me being triumphed at the end of the fight. And Mendoza, when he was fighting, he was looking to do the same thing, but he didn't have the same the issues that I had, as far as the ring being slippery and him having to sit down on the right punch to throw. But he hurt Bohachuk at the end, and I think Bohachuk. I think when somebody gets up in there and he sees that kind of confrontation, that's going to bother him all over again.
If he ever wanted, his get back, could you get down to 54, or is it 160 these days?
No. I'm fighting again at 154. The tournament is at 154.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm open to fight anybody who's the man at 54 or 160. I didn't grow up in traditional boxing where I was always 1-1 at one weight limit, excuse me. So I'd be interested in fighting anybody from 154 to 160. My whole career, I've jumped from either 160 and or to 154. In stature, I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'8", maybe 5'9", and you know, I got broad shoulders and big legs, but I'm not a real big guy. So, but I'm very open to fighting at either division.
Who are some of the guys, you know, that have taken hold in the division that you want to bump, you know, you want to fight, that you've been watching them fight and you want that?
I want to fight everybody who calls themselves somebody. That's, you know, I want to fight all the champions. Of course, I want to become a unified champion. So whomever holds the titles, and then I want to defend the unified titles. So whomever's in the way, whoever has a title, whoever's supposed to be the man that's supposed to be fighting for a title, line all of those guys up, let me at them, and then, you know, who's supposed to be next in line, I'll give them that opportunity to dethrone me, and that's what I want to do before I get out of boxing. I want to unify some titles. I want to unify in one division, whether it be 54 or 60. I definitely want to win world titles in both divisions, and then, you know, whatever is whatever. I'll be satisfied and happy.
You know, you fought Charlo for the WBC middleweight title years ago. Was there, when you go back on that fight, is there ever anything where you're like, if I get that opportunity again, I'm doing this and this and this different?
Yeah, well, when me and Jamal Charlo had fought, my hand was messed up. So when he and I fought, my little boy in the back coughing. If there was anything that I can change, I just would want to be 100%. I want not even 100%, just two good hands. I want to fight him. I would love to share the ring with him again, with two working hands. When he and I fought, my left hand was messed up. It was messed up, so I didn't have a good jab. I didn't have a real good left hook that night. So that's why I kept throwing overhand rights and trying to hit him more so with my right hand versus me hitting him with my left. It was my left hook that kept landing, but it was putting me in a lot of pain when he and I was fighting. And I would love to just get in the ring with him. Closest thing to the for the he said during the fight, but he threw punches out of this world. When I was fighting, he was throwing with both hands, so I couldn't tell which hand was hurting. But what I can tell you is that when, you know, he and I fought, before me and him fought, I went into the fight with an injury, and I would just love to get in the ring with him without being injured.